we're going to be building a bridge, and today we're going to be looking at some of the materials that you will be able to use. So up here on this chart, I have a list of materials down the side here. Then it says here, properties. How could you change the shape of the material, and how could you use it in a bridge design? So the first thing we're going to talk about, we're going to talk all together about the first one, and then the rest you're going to talk with your partner about. So let's think of, here is cellophane tape. What do we know about this tape? How could you describe, if somebody had never seen tape before and didn't know what it was, how would you describe tape to somebody who has never seen tape before? Cam, what's one word you could use to describe tape?
It sticks them together.
Ah, so the tape is sticky. It's sticky. What else do we know about it?
So on one side it's kind of smooth, on the other side it's sticky.
Okay, so it's sticky on one side, smooth on one side. Excellent. Nico.
It has a kind of plasticky texture.
Ah,
Good job, Nico.
plastic texture. All right. How can we change the shape of tape when we use it?
You could turn it into a circle and stick the two back sticks at their side.
Ah.
Have two pieces.
So you make a circle. Yep. You make a little circle and then it sticks. Look, I'll put it on the back of this.
And it sticks on both sides.
Yunso.
You could fold it.
You could fold it. Yes. You can fold it. Any other ways, ways you could change the shape of cellophane tape?
Yeah.
Could you like crinkle it all up into a little ball?
That's what I was gonna say.
Would it still stick?
Yeah. Kind of.
So we could make it into a ball. So today, each group, each pair or group is going to get a bag, and inside your bag you're going to have all of these items. An index card, a piece of copy paper, a craft stick, a paper clip, nope, no tape, a drinking straw, and a string. These are things that you are going to be using, some of the things you're going to be using to build your bridge. Your job today is to think about this chart and what are the properties of an index card. What is an index card made out of? How would you describe an index card? What kinds of shapes could you make with an index card? How could you use your index card on a bridge? After we've all had a chance to look at our bags of items, we'll come back together and we will fill in together this list. So you need to think about how these materials in this bag could help you to build a bridge and what their properties are. What are they made out of? How can you change their shape, and how could you use them to build a bridge? Tomorrow, you will begin the planning for your bridge. So today we're still in the asking phase. Tomorrow you're going to be doing the imagining and the planning, those two phases, and then on Thursday you are going to be doing the creating and then the improving.
How can I change the shape?
Do you guys know how to change your shape?
Yeah.
That's too simple.
Well, how could you use some of these materials that you have to help you build a bridge? What could you do? Think about the paper. What can you do with the paper besides keep it flat?
This is going to be like the foundation, this here. The index card is going to be the platform, which is going to be around here.
Okay.
And then this one we'll tape down there. And then that can be a railing. We'll tape here and we'll put another one here. Then we can tape the string here and do the same for the other side.
Excellent. I'm going to tell you one thing about the bridge we're going to be building. The span is going to be 15 inches.
Oh. Then we're going to need a longer string.
Okay, we're going to have about 5 minutes and then we're going to come together on the rug. All right, so let's first talk about the index card. How would we describe the index card?
It is kind of like it's a small sheet of paper.
So it's small. All right. How can we change the shape of an index card? What can we do? Cam, what's one thing we can do with it?
Tear it apart.
So we could rip it apart. That would be changing the shape of it. Saya?
You can bend the card.
Ah, we can bend it or fold it. So we can fold it. So how could we use an index card to help in designing the bridge?
You could roll it up and make it into a pier.
So we could. All right, let's go to the last one, the string. Catherine.
You could use it as a string. You could use the string as the wires to hold up the tower.
Ah, used to hold up tower. Yes, Laurel?
You could hang it from a suspension bridge and make it a cable.
Ah, you could make it a cable. Excellent. So we have a lot of materials that we can be using to build our bridges. And you've thought a lot about the different properties, and depending on what the material is made out of, depends on how you might use it. Most likely you are not going to be using string for your span.
No. That's the most part.
No. And why not? Why wouldn't you use string for the span, Alice?
It might unravel and then it will go.
Yeah, and would it be sturdy and safe?
No.
So tomorrow we will begin to think about and start planning our bridges. So that's something you can even be thinking about tonight. Think about the materials, what their properties are, how you could change their shapes to design the kind of a bridge that you think you might want to design. I know some people have already gotten some ideas in their heads and have already talked about some ideas, and then tomorrow we will continue on. So in lesson 3, when they made the properties chart, I really wanted them to be thinking about how they could be using the different materials that they were given. Just like a civil engineer has these kinds of materials, how can you use them? What are they made out of? What different shapes can they take? How would they be helpful to your bridge? And they came up with so many, particularly on the part about how they could be helpful for the bridge and designing a bridge, so many incredible ideas and things that I wouldn't necessarily have even thought of. You know, and they each had their bag, and inside their bag were their items, their paper clip and their straw and everything, and they really took all of those things and seriously thought about, okay, if I'm going to build a bridge, what part of the bridge is this straw going to be? And I think it's really important because now that they're actually on to the building of the bridges, they've had that time to think about, well, the string could be used as what? It's not going to be used as the span, although we talked about rope bridges, because it's not stable enough. So I think that it was a great lesson. I don't think I would change the way that I did it. I didn't have the kids write down, each fill out their own chart. We did it as a whole class. It's much easier to do it as a whole class chart. But I did give each pair the bag, a little plastic bag that had all of the items in it so that they could examine them first, and then we would come back together and talk about it. And so I thought it was designed really well, and I think the chart was great because not only did it talk about the properties of the material, but also the different things that you can do with each of the items that I think sometimes kids don't necessarily think about those kinds of things unless you ask them to.